Hello again, everyone. This is episode 2 of my Let's Play Grand Tactician, the Civil War 1861 through 1865. And the reason I am focusing on this area is that I've got the game paused. The game starts on February 21st, so we've done about about a week and a half, 9 days, probably a little less than a week and a half. But the reason I wanted to show this to you is things are happening. Lincoln was just inaugurated on March 4th. The Union started out with 11,700 or so naval tonnage, and they started out with a major advantage. Now they're just slight advantage. And the only thing I can think of that has happened is that this fleet called the Home Squadron was bombarding Fort Monroe down here, not Fort Morgan, Fort Monroe. And at one point they had 40 guns. Well, at this point, as you can see, they have 5 guns and they have 1 disabled ship. They did have 0 guns after they broke off attacking. And what I did, and I don't know if it did it or not, but this is Fort Morgan's garrison. And as you can see, they have 12-pounder iron Napoleons. I upgraded that from 6-pounders. And as soon as I did that, or I wouldn't say as soon as I did it because I think it did take a little while, but it does say that they have 12-pounders. Once I did that, it seemed like they started losing their guns pretty quickly. I mean, it only makes common sense. I mean, if the other guns weren't reaching them, and then the 12-pounders started reaching them and started doing damage to them, they finally decided to break off the attack. And I destroyed a lot of their tonnage probably from that. The only other thing I've noticed at this point was that all of my fleets seem to be in poor shape. But I can't. I'm trying to think of where. Oh, they all say this disabled. I don't know why all of them are disabled, but I have 16 fleets with, it looks like at best 1 ship, and they are all disabled. So anyway, I think I'm not going to do a real long video, a second real long video. I think I'm going to play this out some and then see what happens and see where I'm going wrong, and then make some videos with the game possibly restarted to take advantage of some newly gained knowledge that I'll get from playing the game a little bit on my own, because nobody wants to see me just sitting here, and I really only had game speed at 1 time, and the days were going by really slow, but I didn't want to miss anything, so I didn't want to go too fast. But I know other people speed it up pretty quick, but I feel like you miss stuff if you speed it up too much. There's a lot of things going on, I mean, let's face it, when the Civil War was happening, it was really real time, and they had, I mean, a naval engagement might take hours as opposed to a few minutes because it was on real time. And so they had time to kind of look at the situation across all fronts and make determinations. Now, obviously, they had to send orders out, and that took a while, but at least they had time to kind of look and see what was going on. Construct railroad, Cumberland Gap. This railroad can only be constructed if all knots are occupied. Once built, the track increases trade flow, supply unit, transport speed. The construction of this railroad is not possible as not all of the rail knots are occupied. And I think that has something to do with the fact that at, at the outbreak of war, Kentucky had kind of decided to be neutral and asked that both sides stay out. And I'm talking in up speak, and I can't stand that. It's and I never would have done that unless damn it, I was watching a Joe Rogan podcast and he started talking about upspeak, where people raise their voice at the end, and I was doing this, and I was building a railroad, and so now I'm doing it. But at the outbreak of the war, Kentucky was asked both sides to stay out of Kentucky. And at one point, I think the Confederacy went into Kentucky, and then the Fed said, well, the Union said, well, all bets are off now. We can enter as well. And so I think Kentucky actually went Union, and actually it does show as blue. So maybe it has already gone Union. It says it's Union. But I was thinking, in just about every game I've ever seen, Kentucky's kind of been neutral until somebody invaded. And then it was, then they would get mad and go to the other side. And it was a calculated risk. Yes, it might go to the other side, but if you felt like there was some kind of strategic value to entering Kentucky first, you'd do it. And so I think the Confederates went in first, and it flipped to the Union. But there was plenty of Confederate sympathies within Kentucky, I'm sure, being that it was a border state. But anyway, that's going to be the end of this video. I know there was really nothing going on here other than me talking about that fleet. I like these clouds. But it says clear, so I don't know if that means anyway, that'll be it for this video. I think I'll try to make a video tomorrow after I play this game some and figured it out, and maybe sped it up a little bit. I don't know what I need to do with this. Is there damage that can be fixed? For a while there it said supplies 0, and I think it was because it was kind of being blockaded by this Home Squadron. So and at one point it said intelligence non-existent or whatever, blind. I think, yeah, it used the word blind. So it says it's untrained, but it has had its first real action, but it doesn't really say it. Let's see if this says it. It doesn't really say it. Recruitment cost, contract 1 month, recruits, volunteers, support, Alabama. So doesn't really say anything about it. Let's see if we can't. That did change. It did say it because it was 100. And I think you can select the artillery unit. But I don't know how, because I was selected on it. I guess I was selected on it from here. Why does that say ETA 1049 days? Where are you going? Oh well. Anyway, that's the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope next video there'll be some action for you to watch. Thanks a lot.